I'm Catherine Ferrara, joined by Dr. Laura Kingsley, Assistant Superintendent and Chief Academic Officer with Sarasota County Schools, and Beth Duda, Director of the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading with the Patterson Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
The Campaign for Grade Level Reading focuses on 5 areas: attendance, school readiness, children birth to 5 years of age, summer learning, healthy readers, and parent-family engagement.
Yes.
And we hear about so many different topics, but I'd like to focus in on school readiness. Can we elaborate a little bit more on that?
Sure. Our goal is to make sure that children are arriving at kindergarten ready to learn, ready to be in kindergarten.
Right.
And that takes a lot of preparation in the 0 to 5 years.
Right.
So the campaign is really focused on what can we do to support parents and support children and give our child care providers the tools that they need so that every child arrives ready to learn. And currently, our lowest income children aren't arriving kindergarten ready.
Well, I was going to say, kindergarten is so much different than even 5 years ago. You're coming to school, you have to know certain basics. So how do you reach the VPK and the child providers at an early age? We know about reading to them, obviously, at birth, but
single most important thing somebody
Exactly.
can do for their child is to read to them out loud every day.
Yeah.
So one of the things actually that came through a special task force that was put together by Sarasota County Schools, we called it our V2K committee. We came up with the idea of making sure that the families actually had hands-on tools that they could use with their kids.
Okay.
A kind of kindergarten readiness bag, if you will.
Okay.
And
I have one.
Laura has one. So the Patterson Foundation worked with the educators in both school districts and came up with some tools that parents could interact with their children that would help them gain the skills they need to be kindergarten ready. And then we worked with the schools at kindergarten readiness events and when children register for kindergarten to make sure the families had these bags and the instructions on how to use them so that they would have several months to really play with their children in a way that would help them gain those skills.
So school readiness isn't just about reading. It's also about shapes and manipulation and different textures and learning things.
Absolutely.
Can we talk a little bit of the flashcards I see here too?
Yes. So reading, flashcards, inquiry, being able to pick out shapes. There's a great game you can do with letters where children are just sorting them into letters that have curves and letters that are just straight lines.
Okay.
And it's a way to play, but also a way that children are learning the pre-literacy skills that they're going to need.
Right.
They also have supported a website called Vroom, V-R-O-O-M,
Okay.
that provides an activity every day for your particular child. You input the child's birth year and date, and then it will upload.
Give a tip every day. It gives you a little push
very
on
cool.
something that you can do with your child to turn an everyday moment into a brain-building
To a learning
moment.
experience. Great.
So
Now, addition to reading and getting ready for school, attendance is another key component.
it really is.
So how, I mean, we know how vital it is, but being present, being ready to learn, why is attendance one of the 5?
Well, you know, I think we say that we know how important it is, and you know, no one wants to have the label of your child being chronically absent, which is 10% or more of the school year. But when you break that down, that's missing just 1 or 2 days a month, and I think that's a big surprise for people.
Yeah.
That it's really important. You start to see academic decline if a child is missing 10% or more of the school year. So it's important that every day counts.
Right.
And we, the Patterson Foundation, has partnered with Attendance Works, which is a national service that can be provided, and our school districts have adopted some of the ways of monitoring attendance and being able to give that information to principals in a really actionable way.
Right.
And then we have our attendance awareness poster contest that we have sponsored for 2 years and are just about to launch for the 3rd year, where students can take the concept of being at school every day and create a piece of art that is their reason why it's important. And we had 38,000 kids participate in the first year between Manatee and Sarasota County, and 44,000 kids last year. And the children are awarded prizes at a school level and at a district level. And most importantly, the educators have all of these fabulous tools now that the children have created that are festooning the halls of school and can be used in newsletters and in note cards.
Note cards, my favorite cards with actual student art.
Yes.
Every day counts.
That is.
So the winning posters at each school get made into cards also.
I do want to reemphasize the statistics. 79% of low-income families are not proficient readers by
the end of third grade.
The end of third grade. And while we have so many initiatives happening, that statistic is really important to hone in on, because nationally we might expect that, but not here in Sarasota. How do you get people to really focus and realize that this is a serious issue?
Well, I think the campaign for grade level reading is our way of doing that. And by having focus areas, our school readiness and attendance and summer learning, knowing that parent engagement and health weave into all of that to really give us a North Star, that, you know, that 79% is what we want to improve, and how are we going to do it? And it's by really all of us working in that direction. So there are things that the Patterson Foundation supports, and the Community Foundation of Sarasota County, other foundations in town, but all of us are looking at how do we make sure we're lifting our children to the success that they deserve.
So it's not just a teacher-student relationship, it's part of the community, it's the parents' involvement, it's the students taking ownership and wanting to improve and get to the next level. So it's everyone working together.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that, you know, it's very easy anytime we talk about education to you know, put the outcome in the lap of the school district. But children are at school, if they go when they're supposed to, a little over 1,000 hours a year. They are awake and out of school for over 4,000 hours a year. So if we're really looking at changing that outcome, we've got a great opportunity in the hours outside of school to make a lasting difference.
That's right. How can parents, the community, how can they follow the campaign? I know you have different events going on through the year. How can they follow the campaign or be involved?
Well, we have a website, Campaign for Grade Level Reading Suncoast. We also have a very active Facebook page in English and Spanish, and active presence on Twitter, also in English and Spanish. There are volunteer opportunities. There are opportunities to promote Vroom, which is a free app available on Android, Kindle, and iPhone. And we're always looking at building the movement. There's a place for everyone in our community to have a part in the success of our children.
Great.
And we are so appreciative. It's such a great partnership. The school system is so appreciative. That's very energizing for our teachers to know the community is behind them.
Have those cheerleaders. Thank you, Beth. Thank you for sharing your perspective. And Dr. Kingsley,